I want Mary Elizabeth to grow into the best that she can. Eyes, ears, muscles, everything. And NewView has certainly helped with eyes.
She has 3 things going on with her vision that were diagnosed. One was optic nerve hypoplasia, and that just meant that her optic nerves were not developed fully. That is a condition that does not change. She also was diagnosed with CVI, which stands for Cortical Visual Impairment, and that just meant that her brain was having a little bit of a problem processing what her eyes were seeing. That can be improved. And she was also myopic, which means she was nearsighted and had glasses to correct her nearsightedness.
I work over at St. John Hospital here in Tulsa, the chaplain in the NICU, and Mary Elizabeth was in the NICU. She was born at 23 weeks old, and she was in the NICU for 6 months. So you can imagine all the different illnesses that she had. She was a very sick child, and she was in DHS custody, and they had no one to take her. And so she was just alone. She was born in December. In May, the doctor said, okay, this child's got to have a touch, because she had never been held in 5 months. So every day, for an hour, I took it out of my day, I went and I held her and just started bonding with her. And when they said we're looking for a family, I just handed my business card to the DHS worker. I said, when you're at last resort, cannot find anybody, call me, I'll take her. And she did.
Mary Elizabeth has a fantastic mother, and we all have seen that in observing how they react. But she was looking for ways to make sure that Mary Elizabeth would develop vision. She has some cerebral problems from birth, from trauma, that limit her body functions. She is unable to reach for things, she can't walk, but the one thing that we are seeing developed is vision, where she's starting to do looking at objects, she's making choices with her eyes, and we're hoping that this is going to translate into her being able to communicate by using her eye movements.
It started out that she really didn't attend to anything. Then it was just a light. So now we've got red and yellow colors involved, and she's attending to sound a little bit more. It's all moving in the right direction.
I've known NewView for years, and I know the services they provide for people way beyond the age of 3. They'll go on for the rest of her life, and I knew that Angie would need support for Mary Elizabeth's visual needs for the rest of her life, and NewView is the place to go to get that support.
Today I pushed Mary Elizabeth a little bit. I had her trying to look between 2 objects, trying to find things that are stimulating enough to grab her attention from one to the other. A little bit difficult, but we did see that she was changing her gaze between 2 different objects. Hopefully that's going to translate to some sort of communication system, because if we know that she can change her gaze, they can track that and use it to come up with a response for communication.
The difference with NewView is they offer all these different interdisciplinary team members, like Kim as a low vision therapist, and then the adaptive technology, all these different things that give therapeutic help to families.
Well, the first thing that I see in this one little time period we've had her is how much happier she is. She is more engaged with people. She is more engaged with seeing things. She's a lot happier, less fussy. I think our long-term goal for her is getting it where she can communicate with others, but it's going to be great to know what type of things entertain her. You know, if we can find some visually stimulating things for her to do, that's going to be great for other development.
Because people like Kim and like Dr. Riley and like Dr. Bonner, that's their gift. That's God's gift gave them, and they're utilizing their gift to help people.
I don't know where she's going to end up, and if we quit now, we're not going to find out.
So your money is being well spent because you're helping someone to see. And if you're walking in the middle of the night and you can't see, Can you imagine being like that all day long? So those donors are helping someone see.